And next up is Tarek Desir, and he's going to talk about advanced promotional strategies for the clubs.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Lillian. As Bill said, that I will be talking about advanced strategies in promoting your club. And I would like to share my screen so that I may begin. Okay, so thank you again for inviting me to give a presentation on advanced promotional strategies. I've been a vice president of public relations several times in my clubs, and I'm currently the District 109 public relations manager. And what I have found in my experience is that a lot of it has to do with the fundamentals and the building blocks. Our district is a new district, so I was able to start from scratch to build a Excel sheet to understand where everybody was and the level of how they're using their promotion to get more members to attend. So I wanted to start off with the mission. It's a major building block of Toastmasters is that we know that we have a mission statement that is a positive. It sets the tone of what each member is expected and what each club should provide for each member so that we can build upon our skills in public speaking and gain personal growth and confidence. So I'm not going to read it. We all should be aware of what the mission statement of our club is. And also the RISE, respect, integrity, service, and excellence. If we have these models, these themes in our mind, this will be a great advantage for us when we're doing our public relations campaigns. So today I will talk about public relations. Then I will give info on the branding. I'll have a little brief information on social media with some tips. And then I will have a call of action and then my conclusion. So I will be brief in my information. If anyone has something that they wanted to add, please raise your hands. And if I don't see it, please, Bill, please stop me so that anyone with a question I can answer. So not only is this presentation for the vice presidents of a club, but it's for everyone to be aware that we have our responsibilities and we have our duties as the vice president of public relations. We are the key to getting that word out to the public so that they are aware of what our club is doing, what our members are doing, so that they can then make an interested opinion on whether they want to be a part of it or not. So one of our responsibilities is to protect the Toastmasters brand. And what I mean by that is that Toastmasters is spent a lot of money recently to update their brand so that everyone in the world will understand what Toastmasters, the symbol, what it's all about. And let me give you an example. When we go to wear Nikes, we know that Nike's brand has a brand of winning because they tend to show athletes who are winners. They tend to show dedication to their brand so that people will want to associate with that brand. So that's the same thing with Toastmasters. We have to follow the brand. We have to be careful how we use it to promote our club so that we will then all follow in line. So everyone understands the same themes that Toastmasters has. For this training that we're doing today, it's the 6 months that we've had and for the 6 months that we're going to have. I advise everyone to re-look at their club success plans, revise where they have new things that they need to do, and redevelop it so that then they can still follow that plan. Because if you do not have a plan, you'll tend to waste more time and not focus on what your objectives were for the year. Always try to speak to your leaders in your club. This is not a one-man operation, so I always recommend that, if you do need help, to speak to your club officers, and then if you need to create a team, do that with the other members of your club. And finally, in our responsibilities, we should monitor our status of what we do in public relations. We need to know if what our posts are gaining likes, or if we have information that new potential members are interested in. So I want to talk about the difference between public relations versus advertising. And this is very important to know, because in public relations, if we don't have a budget in our clubs for paying for it, then it's mostly about, we have to earn the trust of the people who are in our social media, earn the trust of people who see the flyer if we have a physical meeting, and you can also pay for that. It depends on where your club is set up to either pay for advertisement to gain more members, but there is a drawback. So with advertising, you could build your exposure, but at the same time with public relations, you're building trust. I'll go into detail why that will happen. In advertising, it's that feeling of getting a skeptical audience. The reason being is that it's, if we give an example of a news feed, going down a news feed, you would see a advertisement for, I saw recently a video Q-tip on my news feed. And I was thinking to myself, why do I have this? Secondly, I was looking at the video. Do I really need a video Q-tip to clean my ears? And it caused a lot of feelings, skeptical feelings. I thought it was cool, but it didn't make me feel that it was something genuine. Now, going back to the Toastmaster brand, where we have a lot of third-party validation. What that means is that we got members who got into our clubs, who then began to feel a part of something. They improved on their communication skills, and they also improved on their leadership skills by doing graphic design that they haven't done before, by having a campaign or winning a contest. So this really helps us in the public relations by having this third-party validation. Advertising is expensive, but public relations is less expensive if done correctly. Now, we talked about the brand, and I'll reiterate it. The Toastmaster, there's always a saying that I'm sure all Toastmasters know, is that there's a manual for everything. And I strongly suggest that you look into the manual for the brand. It has great information on how to use the brand correctly, what are the good color templates to use, and it helps us with applying consistency so that each club has that same voice and tone of positivity, of encouragement, because that's what Toastmasters is about. And it helps us with the visual guidelines. Certain pictures or manipulation of the brand on that pictures is not acceptable. And another tip that I would like to share with you is that, does everyone know what the tagline for Toastmasters is? If from a show of hands, does everyone know? Okay, I didn't see that many people, but Toastmasters tagline is where leaders are made. If you see it under the brand, they have this, where leaders are made. Now, we are different clubs, and I can give you a quote of that: no two Toastmasters make the same speech the same way. And what that means is that we all can't be using the same graphics or the same themes for promoting our club. So a tip that I would like to suggest is create a tagline specific to your club. So we have, for instance, we have HAU Toastmasters, we have Thessaloniki Toastmasters, Connected Toastmasters. I think we also have two other Toastmasters, DNCC's Toastmasters Club. But in this area, what are the taglines that your club can have? So if you have any suggestions on taglines, apply it to your club. Now, going into the digital media of the world, I guess you can say. Now, we have access to making club websites. We have Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Meetup, and MailChimp. I believe that every one of our clubs in the area has use of a Facebook page. And a lot of them also have use of different other social medias. Like I believe two clubs, Athens Toastmaster at HAU has a club website. I know all of us have a Facebook page. A couple of us have a LinkedIn page, and two of us use a Meetup page. Now, these are tools that can help us promote and allow us to gain more people to attend to our meetings. I would like to now talk about a website. We don't have to have the technical background to create a website from scratch. We could, that could be an option for us. The option is we can use EasySpeak. EasySpeak allows us, this is what Lillian was saying, that it also not only allows us to announce that we're having meetings for people to follow, but it also allows us to create a homepage. And what I mean by creating a homepage, this landing page will allow us that we can put the information on our social media so that the potential person will be able to then go to the landing page and see information on what the club is about. For instance, I have a picture here, I don't know if you can see it, of HAU Toastmasters landing page, where it talks about what the club is about. It has a sign-up form, and then, this is the website. And then it has the calendar of the website. For EasySpeak, you can create a landing page for your club so that potential members or potential guests can see what the club is about because you control it. There's also another free resources that Toastmaster International provides, which is called free Toast host websites. So next, I would like to talk about social media and explore it a little bit more. So I believe these are the 8 main attributes of having in a social media for your campaign. You should have information. It should be entertaining. It should be educational, thought-provoking, engaging, interactive, timely, and addictive. Now, the reason why I have these 8 points is because a lot of us, when we do have our post, it's difficult for us to create content. And by following these points, we can have content that will engage our audience and allow us to have people to participate. So I would like to ask for an example from anyone in the group. If you do not know, if you hit spacebar, you do not have to unmute yourself. You can speak by hitting spacebar on the Zoom. Does anyone have any examples on their own club of how they used a thought-provoking post to gain interest?
I guess you have to define thought-provoking.
Okay, I should have thought of, okay, how about an entertaining post? Does anyone have any examples of their club of using an entertaining post? You can mention it.
Last
Yeah,
year,
we had
yeah, we had a few. Oh, Teodora, there you go.
Yeah, we had in our club, we just shared, for example, we don't need to always create content because this sometimes can be challenging. So we can share if we find something interesting. Like, for example, we shared a cat that was sticked to the wall and someone in the Zoom meeting. You know, just funny things that engage and attract usually people and a lot of likes and funny reactions.
Great. Humor is a great way of getting people involved. And I'm glad you said cats because people have cats and dogs. So if you have a cat or dog post, that encourages some interaction, likes. Their friends will see that they liked it and they'll say, what is Toastmasters? So that's a very good idea. I see Peter has his hand raised up, please.
Yeah, I was thinking that you can use simple applications as a PR tool. For example, at Glyphada Toastmasters, we use the WhatsApp application not only just to send out messages, but to send out, let's say daily or weekly affirmations that make people pay attention and feel good about what the club is giving them outside the regular meeting. So they are still connected to the club experience.
That's a great point. Thank you, Peter. Another point that I would like to mention is that not only are we trying to gain new members who are not aware of what Toastmasters is about, but there's a lot of past members. So we all had that experiences where we had past officers who then decided to move on from Toastmasters, but then came back. So this is an opportunity to also have those inside jokes about, do you remember the VP of Education sending you many emails? Why don't you come back to it? Something similar to that. That's not that funny, but it's something where you can use that inside joke because I believe that having the past member to have that nostalgia to come back, it's always a great way of gaining new members. Next, I have some other content that we can use to drum up some public relations. These are great ways of verifying the third party so that people can see the human element of it, where it's not just a forced advertisement. So I have some, okay. So I have some suggestions such as highlight member achievements. If you have permission from your member to say that they just completed a speech that they never thought they could, that is an excellent post. Next, use the meetings because now that we're all using digital formats for our meetings, you could always ask for that traditional thumbs up picture. Everybody likes a thumbs up picture. I don't know why. I know why, because it's positive. It's not thumbs down, it's thumbs up. So encourage your members if they want to participate in this group photo so that you can post it so that people see happy people. Because I remember once I was reading an article about how to take a picture or how to be taken in a picture. And it said that if you're in a group, it's like if you have a cup, always like lift that cup higher so that people say, oh, this guy, he's something, there's something about him. He has his cup higher. So there's always ways that you can use the photo to help attract people because once again, we're a positive organization and we have to show that in our pictures. Use the content from the area, division, district. I saw today, I believe Maria posted that she was attending training for the Toastmaster, excuse me, event. So by posting that you're also gaining training, that it's not only about speeches, it's about leadership to your own personal social media account, that also drums interest. You can also use the content from the division, from the district. I also suggest create a series of posts. I know a couple of meetings I've been to where they had theme meetings, where they could talk about the club history, leadership, evaluation tips, because we're a lot of things in Toastmaster. Another good example is Did You Know? It's a good way of using short posts or short articles to use that as content to promote your social media. And I don't know how successful this will be, but if you could encourage your members to write out their speeches and use that as a blog post, that is content that is great. Now, part 2 of exploring more social media is to use the articles that the district, that the international have on their websites, Facebook, Twitter accounts to your account. Because if you keep the momentum, if you keep the interest that your account, your social media account is alive, it will then allow you to get potential members. Nobody wants to see, like, they go to your social media account and they see like the last post you had was from 2018. They're going to say, is the club still alive? What's going on? So I encourage you to keep things a little active, keep things a little fresh, even if it means posting stuff from other Toastmaster affiliated websites or information. That's great. And finally, capitalize on Toastmaster international membership campaigns. Does anyone know what the next campaign is starting in a couple of days? Does I see Christina shaking her head. Can you please tell everybody what the campaign will be?
Oh, I'm trying to remember. It's like something with the clock, around the clock.
Talk up Toastmasters.
Ah, almost.
So not only do Toastmasters International has the campaigns, you can use these campaigns to promote your club. And at the same time, if you are successful in talking up Toastmasters, you can win, I believe it's 20% off public relations material. And I know that the district will also be having their own add-along campaign. So stay tuned for that information. I haven't had any feedback personally on inviting invitations for public figures, but now that we're all on social media, I don't think it will hurt if you send an email to say, would you like to attend our meeting to a public figure to drum up interest? So then you can set that as a highlight of the month for a meeting to talk to somebody. Now, one quick hack that I'd like to encourage everybody is that we all can't spend so much time that we are just 100% focused on Toastmasters. We all have our lives. And one way that I can encourage you to simplify your life as public relations or being part of that team is to link accounts. Link the Facebook to the Instagram accounts so that the post that you do post will then be used, because there are some people, believe it or not, who have Instagram but not Facebook, even though they're kind of the same. And there's only people who only follow Facebook or only follow Twitter. So I encourage you to link your accounts so that when you do post your information, it will be shared across evenly. Now, what I'm going to leave with is you have talent in your club, and with the 6 months experience that you've had, try to create a team. Ask members who are not in the officers membership and ask them to participate, ask for help. This is the time to do it. They got a taste of Toastmasters, they gave speeches, they see how things are working, ask them to be part of your team. Now, if you're not a specialist in Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram, ask members who are. You never know what hidden talent is in your club if you do not ask. So I encourage you to just put a post, ask any member who's interested in doing graphic design, please come see the VP of Public Relations or the president. This is a great way to, it doesn't hurt to ask, and a lot of people are willing to help. So I just want to reiterate, always try to ask for help. And finally, you can use your role as the Vice President of Public Relations if you want to create a website, if you want to do a project for your club, for your high performance leadership project. So please keep that in mind so that you can also gain some experience and also get recognized for it. So in conclusion, do we have any questions that anyone wants to ask?
I think we can do that after Peter's presentation, Tarek. We'll have
Okay.
questions and answers. Please, would you like to wrap up? I think I'm not so sure. Or you have wrapped up?
No, okay. I was, my wrap up is this, is that if you have in mind of a goldfish, does everyone know what a goldfish is? It's a little fish that you can have in your house. Do you know that if you keep it inside this bowl, it's not going to grow any bigger than the size of the bowl? Now, this analogy that I'm telling you is that this is the experience that we all have as officers for the first time or as repeating. We are getting in bigger and bigger bowls. We are growing. So take this opportunity to try something new, try using a different social media. You never know how big the bowl will be until you get out of the previous bowl.
Thank you very much, Tarek. That was great. Great presentation, great ending. Thank you very much for those advanced promotional tools.